Okay, so here we are, 1 week after my new experiment of embracing imperfection. And it was quite interesting this week because, first of all, I went in search for a cave because my story was the last episode ended in a cave where the butterfly met a young boy. And so I decided my idea was to go in the front of a cave and playing the guitar with the drone, shooting some footage, you know. But I didn't find the cave. So I went here around in the place where I live. It's a quite interesting place where there should be some nice caves, but there aren't actually. So I felt a little bit unhappy, but surprisingly, I was also quite relieved, and this was so good. Actually, I felt the feeling of letting go the unnecessary. Interesting. I went home and I decided to play the guitar. I already did the composition, so I know how it starts, and I defined the beginning and the shape of this composition, but I let it go, playing it freely, in the same feeling of letting go everything. And I have to say that I am a jazz musician, so I know absolutely well how to let the music flow and to improvise. The thing is that I'm doing this on a different context. So it's about my world building, my big architecture, my big stuff. It's more difficult for me to do it here. So I tried to apply this jazz experience to my new composition, and it was so good because the shape of the composition began emerging by itself. So it began as something structured and defined, but it ended in something very free and very powerful, I would say also. And it was also something really good happened this week. Third thing is about my diary, my notebook, where I write all my stuff about this project. I have different notebooks, and I write quite much by hand because my thoughts are much more interesting when I write by hand. I feel my thoughts more deep. And while I was going through the pages of this notebook, I also started drawing because of an idea of the AI. It was quite interesting because musically, I feel like like AI is replacing us, which is quite true, my humble opinion. On the other side, I began drawing, and I really can't draw anything. But AI gave me the inspiration to do this, and because of a drawing it did in my previous episode. So I started thinking that AI is something that replaces us on one side, and on the other side, it pushes us somewhere in some new places. Let's see. Let's see. Anyway, going back to my creation, I also felt the feeling of letting go the idea of explaining everything, explaining the whole architecture to anybody in the minimum details. It's something so cool for me, to make maps and rivers and to decide that on that river there are places that will be that kind of music because of the symbolism with some notes that are connected to a music theory about the island. Okay, so good. But at the same time, in the same way as you, when you meet somebody else, you don't really need to know the whole biography of this person. So I think my composition should be the same. If somebody will be interested in knowing why that river is about that note, I will explain it. But not necessary, actually. So I let it go. I let go the cave, the music, the architecture. So I think I'm going well. Let's see the next week. Ciao.